Hello everybody, this is Danny S Hodges. Today we're going to be installing the double ultimate TV antenna. I'll show you these ponds here. This land right here is real low at this man's house. And I just want to let you know that I'm actually about 40 miles from my house. Alright, I got my son helping me, and he's taking the antenna off the truck. And you hear all that farm animal noise in the background. That's the reason I'm going to have to mute the rest of the video. I just done it just to let you hear it. Just played it so you could hear it. And it actually got worse. Y'all remember when I made this double ultimate antenna? I didn't ever tighten that booster up. I just now getting around to tightening it up. We're going to put the wires, run the wires and everything. Just getting it ready to go. We got the dielectric grease out, and you don't have to have your dielectric grease on the inside of the house, but you need it on the outside just to keep moisture out. It'll keep rain from getting inside your amplifier. It will mess it up. He's taping the wires up. Always tape your wires up or zip tight. And most time I just put tape around mine. I'm showing you a different view here of this double ultimate antenna. If you don't need a real strong antenna, I wouldn't make this antenna. It's real good and ain't no problem about it. It just takes a pretty good while. And if it just ain't necessary, I wouldn't make this antenna. Now this man right here, he needed this antenna. He's a long, long way. I don't even know how far it is from the TV tower. But I know he's a long ways. On this antenna right here, but I usually have the cord already put on the antenna, like the length of the antenna. But I didn't do it on this one. I don't even remember why I didn't do it. And I'm sitting here fitting to scan it. I already know which way it's got to be pointed. I'll show that to you. Here's the overhead of the house where we are, and if you look there, there's two markers, and see, I put up two antennas down there. I put up one regular antenna, I got a video of that, and then I put up the double that was down here at this pond, and this was real low ground, a lot. You just had to trust me, it was low. Then here's like a zoomed in a little bit better picture, and I'm going to show you this next is what I want you to really see. Now see, I had already done prep these the other day. I had already done put markers on my two houses, and I had put markers where Macon was. And see, I know that antenna has got to be pointed right at 11 o'clock. So this right here takes all the guesswork out of it. I'm running the channel scan here, and I filmed me hooking up the booster, but I didn't have the camera on it, so I'll show you that at the end of the video, like how I hooked the booster up. I sped this part right here up because I wanted y'all to be able to see it. And I want to tell y'all that people ask me about this all the time, almost every antenna I put up. For some reason, people's got the idea that the TV broadcast stations is breaking the law. And they like wonder, are they going to shut it down? Like right after they buy an antenna. And it just ain't going to happen. I'm 58 years old, and they've been doing this since before I was born. And I'm fitting to pull the signal meter up. See, I was expecting to get all the channels. with that double ultimate antenna. But you don't know how good your signal strength is going to be. Now on this program that I use, a 27, I've never seen it go over 27. I put antennas up close to making before. It don't never go over 27. Now in a minute here, I'm gonna have a channel that's getting a 25, and you're gonna see me like trying to zero it in, and I also want to tell you something about this antenna, that what it seems like to me. This double ultimate antenna, it has a real tight beam. I can tell that by turning it. And I don't know that if it's because we're a long ways from Macon, or it just is a tight beam. I think it might be a tight beam. I don't think that single ultimate antenna, I don't think it's, well, I know it ain't that bad. And then, that's kind of about how TV antennas work. Some of them pick up a wider span, but then see, it hadn't got the distance like the way this antenna right here does. And if you're close to the TV towers, you probably don't need no powerful antenna like this right here. And I'll tell you something else that people think wrong about. Y'all remember I told you I had a couple buddies, I told them not to buy that particular antenna. And here's what everybody thinks. They say, well, just as long as I get a few channels, I'll be happy. That ain't how it is. How the channels you do get, they'll be going in and out, in and out. They just don't realize what they're saying. Now see, these buddies I'm talking about, I mean, they ain't real close buddies, but they thought I was lying, just trying to sell them one of my antennas. But I know how everybody is. They start out like maybe they might be happy with a few channels. But buddy, that ain't the way it ends up, I can sure promise you that. If you notice there, that channel there, I forgot about it. It wasn't getting a very good signal. That's the Dublin channel with that 30,000 watts. And see, that antenna ain't pointed toward Dublin. And like I told you, it took me 40 minutes to ride down there from my house. That's how far it was down there. And look at this man, I told you he's rich. Got a hot tub on the back porch. See his antenna pole? My son was telling me they was walking around at the fair. He bought one of these jacuzzis at the fair for $8,000. And he acts like I'm like being a little ridiculous about him being rich. And I said, how many people do you know that can pay cash for an $8,000 hot tub? And man, when a customer picks up remote control, when I'm fit to do a channel scan, I just can't hardly stand it. I got to put that remote control in my hand. They'll stand there and fumble around. But we doing the scan on this thing now. We're going to see what it'll do. And also, I'll tell you something else that might be helpful to you. I've seen my software outside like pick up channels that the TV inside the house wouldn't pick up. And I've seen that more than once too. I had one customer that blamed me right off the bat. And I went and got another TV and brung it there and plugged the coax right into it. And that TV hooked up. I mean, it got every channel just like the laptop was getting outside. And see, most of them TVs, they got a real good tuner in them. Most of them do. But every one, they ain't all the same. When I get to it here, I'm going to show you TV 35. That's a long ways from TV 35 for 30,000 watts. And I also want to tell you this. That TV 35, it ain't on the satellite. And that's the reason I first made an antenna, is so I could get TV 35. And that's TV 35 right there. Now they have a show in there called Oconee Trading Post, where you call in and buy and sell stuff. And you actually can look that up. if you want to. TV 35 in Dublin, Georgia, Oconee Trading Post. They post their shows on the internet. And, man, everybody, that's a big thing around Dublin. And you see these 41s here. Them's the channels that you have to worry about with an antenna in my location. Now, I'm not sure if that's like that all over the United States, you know. Surely they don't have the same amount of power all over the United States. But that channel 41 is the weakest station that we got in Macon. And then here's all the me TVs right here. Now this right here, I've sold antennas to people that had satellites just because of these channels right here. They shows that come on here that don't come on the satellite. I think they might have one channel on the satellite, but then they have some more channels that's not on there. And I'll tell y'all something that might be a joke to some of you. I'm an inventor. I'm 3 weeks behind on what I'm supposed to be doing. And man, I have some ideas in my head. And I don't even sit around and think about antennas. I just know. And I don't even know how I know. I just know. And I know they'll work too. Now this is the antenna that I took down off the man's house. And just to let you know kind of what I'm talking about. Man, I think I've got ideas that hadn't never been thought of before. You know, TV antennas. But it has to be tested. See, whenever I do these antennas, I always make one. And man, I done tried it out 2 or 3 days or a week before. And then I'll go back out there and make a video. And you'll think I'm making that for the first time. And man, I already know that antenna up inside out. You seen people lie and be telling all kind of stuff. Then after a while you realize it's just lies. I ain't one of them. I got a Channel Master booster right here. And this is what I mainly use. This booster right here, it'll outdo all the other boosters. And when I first started putting them up, these boosters right here was about to put me in the poorhouse. Because they were going out. And I've had some to go out like before I even got home. But they changed them. And I know they changed them because they don't look like this now. This looks the same, but this is different. And I hadn't been having trouble like I was in the beginning. I'm glad they changed it. Maybe they heard me talking about it and changed it. But this right here is a 2-piece booster. And this is a used one, by the way. It works, but it's a used one. Now, you see, here's the part that goes onto the pole. I just want to show you so you will know. I'm going to set it down like that. Get my glasses on here. This side right here is input. And that's what will come down from your antenna. You know, I have a little short jumper on all my antennas. That comes down and goes into this side. This would be your cord running down your pole. Okay, this odd prong right here, you know, there's 2 on this side. But this odd one right here is where you put a short jumper cable right here, and this would go here. And then they've also changed this part too. They made this plainer because the average person didn't know what they was taught, couldn't understand the directions. And it ain't just because they beginners neither. It was, I looked at that thing a long time myself in the beginning. Okay, see, this side, it says out to TV. So your cord that's coming down your antenna goes into here. And then, like I said, this right here goes into the TV. Alright, everybody. I want you to like, subscribe. We'll see y'all next time.